Hello everybody, today I'm going to be comparing 4 of the best free piano sound fonts. I'm hoping to find the best sound possible for the game I'm currently building. Please check out my last video for a more in-depth introduction to Grand Reality, and please follow along if you'd like to keep up to date with my progress. I won't necessarily be drawing any conclusions from this comparison. Obviously, which sound is best is quite subjective, and I'll let you draw your own conclusions as to which is your favourite sound. Let me know in the comments and I'll tell you if you're correct. Firstly, just a quick primer for anyone that doesn't already know what a VST or a sound font is. Essentially, they are just collections of samples, often WAV files, which are played according to which key or MIDI note is pressed. In the case of a piano, the velocity, how hard you hit the note, and pitch will be the main variables which control which sound is played back. When a MIDI signal is received by the sound font or the VST, either by you playing a note or by playing a MIDI file or sequence, then the corresponding sample is played. It does get a bit more complex than that. Many of these instruments will have multiple layers of sound, as well as random variation built in. So, for example, if you play the same key twice at exactly the same velocity or loudness, then you'll get 2 slightly different samples played back. These features are all designed to make the piece sound a bit more organic. The VST format was created by Steinberg of Cubase fame back in 1996. It's a standard format which makes it easier for sound engineers and designers to make instruments for digital audio workstations such as Ableton, Cubase and Logic. Soundfont, on the other hand, is a slightly different format which was created in the early 90s by Creative Labs of Sound Blaster fame and uses a very similar technique, triggering samples based on an input but has a slightly different architecture. There is no correct answer in the VST versus Soundfont debate. In my experience though, there seem to be more professional VST instruments than Soundfont. You pay a premium price, but you do tend to get a higher quality sound. Hopefully today we'll find out if that holds true for piano software instruments as well. Originally, I wanted to get a VST instrument into Unity to use in my game. However, that turned out to be much harder than I'd anticipated, and I've still not cracked that particular nut. I have, however, managed to successfully load Soundfont instruments into Unity, and so for now I'll be using those. There does seem to be a few high quality free sound fonts available, 4 of which I'll be comparing today. Perhaps in the future I'll reevaluate this decision if paying for piano sounds becomes an option, and also I work out how to get those VSTs into Unity. If anyone has successfully done this, then please do let me know. The Soundfont instrument I end up using needs to be completely free with absolutely no strings attached. I'm on a very tight budget with this project and I'm not currently making any money from it, so I can't really afford to pay for a premium piano instrument right now. The instrument needs to be simulating a grand piano and not an upright or anything else. I plan to introduce different piano models to the game later on, but for now it'll just be the grand. As I've also said, it needs to be a Soundfonts file, usually either .sfz or .sf2, not VST or anything else. I've chosen not to limit the instrument by its file size for now. I may well come across future restrictions on this front. For example, if I want to make a build of the game for smaller devices which don't have the capacity for large sample libraries, but I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. If I do need to cut down on the file size in the future, then there are some sound fonts which have lighter versions which I may be able to investigate. I thought that the best way to compare these instruments would be to use an actual live performance. Each year there is a International Piano E-competition, which is a piano competition where contestants play on a special piano called a Yamaha Disklavier Grand. This piano allows for precise MIDI recordings to be made of any performance. As well as the organic sound of the piano hammers hitting the strings, MIDI data is being recorded and streamed by the piano's onboard computer. MIDI recordings from these performances are available on their competition website, and I thought that this would be the perfect thing to use for this video, as you'll be able to hear a direct comparison between the original acoustic recording and the synthetic generated versions. I'm comparing 4 different grand piano sound fonts, as well as the original audio from the performance, and for reference a bonus track featuring my favourite VST piano sound, which is Pianoteq 6. I've recorded and normalised each track to account for variations in volume, but I've not applied any other effects, as I wanted to keep the sound as close to what you might expect to get out of the box. That that's quite enough of me talking. Put some good headphones on, sit back and enjoy this fantastic performance by Youl Sun from Korea. I'll link to the full performance in the description and you should definitely check it out.